In the news this week, scientists fail to get support for longer embryo experiments, the Archbishop of Canterbury criticises the government's British values drive, and parents of a severely disabled girl tell the Institute why they chose life. Hello. Calls to extend the limit on human embryo experimentation have been dismissed by the government's fertility regulator, at least temporarily. Outspoken fertility scientists had called for the current 14-day limit to be doubled to 28 days. But the Human Fertilisation and Embryology Authority said there is no rush for a change to the law. The calls had received widespread criticism, including from Times columnist Melanie Phillips. She said treating embryos as merely a bundle of cells that is disposable is to instrumentalise and dehumanise not just the embryo, but ultimately all of us. The Archbishop of Canterbury has criticised government-defined British values as being based on revisionist secularism. The government defines fundamental British values as democracy, the rule of law, individual liberty, and the mutual respect and tolerance of those with different faiths and beliefs. But the Archbishop said that these values seem increasingly disconnected from our historical narratives. He made the comments as he led a House of Lords debate on the topic of shared values underpinning our national life.
There is no better example of the expression of good values than in Jesus' parable of the Good Samaritan, a story deeply embedded in our collective understanding of what it means to be a good citizen, and which reminds us that our values have not emerged from a vacuum, but from the resilient and eternal structures of our religious, theological, philosophical, and ethical heritage.
A report by the Gambling Commission has found that around 450,000 children in England and Wales gambled in a week. The Young People and Gambling report found that the percentage of 11 to 15-year-olds who gamble is at least twice that of those who take drugs, smoke or drink alcohol. The report also found that 3/4 of 11 to 15-year-olds have seen gambling adverts on television. Nearly 2/3 have seen adverts on social media, and 9% also use social media to follow gambling companies. Before the 2005 Gambling Act was introduced, the Christian Institute warned it would lead to gambling advertising becoming widespread, and The Guardian cautioned that it will be a vast and irreversible culture change. And finally, a few weeks ago, the Christian Institute went to visit the Harwood family in Huddersfield. In an exclusive interview, Colin and E.J. Harwood shared the story of their daughter Shalom, who was born last year with a rare brain condition. She is alive because her parents rejected doctors' diagnosis at a 20-week scan that she was incompatible with life. Over the course of the day, they explained why they chose life and encouraged those facing a similar diagnosis not to give up hope.
My advice to families facing our situation or our diagnosis or any pregnancy with complication, I would say don't jump to conclusions. Find out what support there is available with a child with needs. There are organisations that come and volunteer at our house, look after Shalom, and also Faith when she needs it. We believe that God has a purpose for everyone, even Shalom. And whatever Shalom's purpose is on this earth, we don't know. We hope that she will minister into the lives of people that either we will or won't meet, but she'll have a big impact.
The BBC recently covered the story as Shalom celebrated her first birthday. To view our full interview and hear about more people who chose life, visit christian.org.uk/choose life. Well, that's all for this week. For regular updates and information on all of our stories plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.